cause. A lot more of them than the Uruguayan side. Several players coming back from France, but not the impact players that we'll see from Canada.
The big return maybe for Uruguay is the return of Rodrigo Capo. Capo has just been a MIA player for the last 4 years, essentially. Helped them get to the World Cup last time around and has not made a national team appearance since.
He's quite amazing. Played 17 years of professional rugby in Castra. Amazing. And that man there, their captain, will also have a big job today. Gami Nara, the back row forward, he's inspirational.
Phil Mack acting as captain today for Team Canada. Several leaders that could have been up for that job for Team Canada. Phil Mack gets the call, and it is Uruguay that wins.
Well, interesting. He's chosen to kick, and Phil Mack at the end. Of course, the extra character in our match today in Vancouver is BC Place. It's an artificial pitch these players are on, but it's got a closed roof today. So there'll be no wind, there'll be no rain. It's raining outside, but not in here. So the teams know the conditions they want to play, and that's significant for Canada in particular, who want to play a fast, up-tempo game and get the ball wide.
Also of note with regards to that surface is that really only one Uruguayan player is familiar on a day-to-day basis with his club team in terms of playing on artificial surface. It's generally grass. It is going to be a fast track. Here is a look at the starting lineup. You mentioned the head coach Kingsley Jones, still new, a few months on the job for Canada, looking to find his stride, testing his depth at times in the fall games, but 1 through 15, as good as really as you can see for Canada in the last couple of years.
Yeah, no question. That front row has a big job to do. They won't get the glory today. A lot of attention has been paid on the back three of Paris, Van der Merwe, and Hassler. Hassler back for the first time since 2015 World Cup.
And
they
on the
are
boot,
the strike men, yeah.
On the boot, Connor Braid, and that is going to be one of his biggest games kicking for Canada as well. He'll be tested to make sure that conversions and penalties are on the mark here for Team Canada.
And we may have one shake-up here. We saw number 5, Josh Larson, who's been an inspirational find this year, limped off injured in the warm-up, so we'll see if he starts.
The captain, as you mentioned, Juan Manuel Gamanera there on the flank for Uruguay. On the boot, Felipe Borchesi at number 10. And the young superstar, Santiago Arata. A lot of poise for a man his age.
Arata's a man a lot of European professional clubs are interested in, but with his fly-half partner, Borchesi, who plays at Dax, I think he's a danger man for Canadian fans. He can make a lot happen. Very exciting player and big in defense.
And as you mentioned, those front three rows, the 1 through 8 for Uruguay will try to slow this game down. It is going to be a battle of styles here, Garrett. The Canadians are going to want to use their athleticism on the outside, and Uruguay slowing it down.
Yeah, Uruguay are proud of their forward play. The scrum is very solid, not unlike their neighbors in Argentina, but their driving maul, this has been a problem for Canadian teams to stop. So right from the get-go, especially in these conditions, as I mentioned, they'll want to move the ball wide, Canada, and they'll want to get the tempo up and make these Uruguayans work hard. And they think they may have a bit of a fitness edge here. We'll see how it plays out.
We'll keep our eyes and cast our glance to the far sideline to see who does come out wearing number 5. And it appears that Larson will give it a go. If my eyes do not deceive me there, Gareth.
They're just scanning. Looks like he's out there. He's got the fresh white tape on his ankle, number 5 red, so that's interesting, but it looks like he's going to go. He hasn't given the jersey to another player.
So a good sign, at least the 15 to start has not changed up to the second for Canada. We'll see if Larson will give it a go. It'll have to be one of those early substitutions. Reminder, it is a total point series. Garrett, they have to play till the final whistle here and amass as many points as they can.
Yeah, something both teams have been talking about this week. Play right through. A late penalty today may be the difference. The Uruguayan side, a very, very proud tradition in international rugby. And they'll want to win for the first time ever here in Uruguay today. In Vancouver today.
Upwards of 15,000 fans expected here at BC Place Stadium. All on their feet for the national anthems of the two squads.
And Canadian national anthems.
Orientales la patria, la tumba, libertad o que en gloria morir. Orientales la patria, la tumba, libertad o que en gloria morir. Es el voto que el alma pronuncia y que no sabremos cumplir. Es el voto que el alma pronuncia y que no sabremos cumplir. Que sabremos cumplir. Es el voto que el alma pronuncia y que rojos sabremos cumplir, que sabremos cumplir. Sabremos cumplir, sabremos cumplir, sabremos cumplir. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Fans filling the seats here at BC Place Stadium. Again, Blake Price alongside World Rugby Hall of Famer Gareth Rees. A spot in Group D at World Cup 2019 in Japan on the line. A proud group of Canadians hosting this event. A determined-looking Uruguayan group, Gareth. You saw the enthusiasm behind their national anthem.
Well, they know they can make life easy for themselves if they do well this week, keep it close, and then Canada goes back down to Montevideo next week. The Canadians, on the other hand, know this is their huge opportunity to get one up, to score some points, and to keep the pace of this game up and ask some questions of these men in blue.
In a total points series, they will be hungry for points every step along the way, particularly in this opener. And there is your referee today, Andrew Brace. We'll be hearing a lot from him, from Ireland.
Nathan will give you a hint.
Yeah, he was involved in Hamilton earlier this year, or last year, when Canada weren't able to qualify for the World Cup and lost to the USA, or drew with the USA, so he's no stranger to the Canadian style of game. One of the things to look out for with Andrew Brace, our referee, most of his penalties are given away at the tackle area, the breakdown. So I know the Canadian coaches in particular have been saying, get up, get off your feet and move away, and I'm sure the likes of Rodrigo Capo will have the same message.
There'll be in contact with TMO Mark Nelson from the United States today. There's Taylor Paris, and he's got a good buddy on the other side, but a foe today.
Yeah, those two playing their professional rugby together in France, in Castres. But as you say, today is warfare, international rugby at its finest. This should be great fun.
All set for kickoff here at BC Place Stadium.
Okay, time on.
Supposed to be a fast track. Canada would love to make it so, and we are underway. Coming down with it is Bukaboom with the first touch for Canada. And despite that injury in warm-up, Josh Nelson is out there, giving it a go. Uruguay's first touch to Silva. High, boomy kick above the scoreboard, in fact. And a touch there by Braid is knocked on. Play continues. Uruguay's away. Rata dishes to his left, and Uruguay will try to get set up and work that ground game, but actually swinging wide to Silva, who finds some room, breaks through. One-on-one, Paris is left. Silva will get in, and an early score for Uruguay.
What a stunning start for the 25-year-old Rodrigo Silva, scything through the Canadian defense. Uruguay doing well to play the advantage after the knock-on, came back second asking, and that was far too easy if you're a Canadian coach. Look at this, nothing really created here, no overlap. But look at the determination from Silva. He pins his ears back off that left foot. Poor tackle from Ilnicki, and he didn't even need to offload.
Here's the ball, lads.
Inside the first minute.
You just wait.
And what should be a relatively routine conversion as
Is
well.
that clear?
The Canadian squad, by the way, very quick to meet at the conclusion of that score to gather themselves.
Okay, ball here, mate.
Well, in his 43rd cap, he showed his experience there.
Time now.
Because he sensed the Canadians not fully committed to those tackles, got the right hand out and palmed them off twice. That'll give Berchese a good chance to add 2 more.
And that last one there, Kurtz, was playing off the ball, wasn't it? Canada play.
And no wind to play with here. An easy kick for Berchese.
Well, it feels like the wind has been taken out of the stadium. The Canadian fans have been silenced. Trying to get back into this behind their team.
Just behind the line there.
The score goes up on the board, 7-0 Uruguay. And no sooner, Gareth, were the words out of my mouth saying how the Uruguayans will try to go to their ground and pound game. And they score a try that the Canadian team will be looking for much of this day. Arata gets things started off the back. Moving to his left once more. And there's Silva onto the left side near the touchline.
Good width from Uruguay. They've stretched the Canadians here.
Gamanara tucks the head down.
Wait. Use it!
Halfway to the half line. Arata with a box kick. High. Goes to ground. Knocked backwards.
Opportunity here for Canada if it gets to the hands.
Harris has got it. Tried to fight Hassler.
First, second.
Knocked it on. Uruguay will take over.
Harris tried to offload out the back door. Good reaction to the bouncing ball from Canada. As we mentioned, the back three, very, very dangerous. Fandom over Paris and Hassler. This is Hassler, who offloads once and looks to get it back again. Just can't hang on to a bit of a surprise, perhaps.
He did. And we'll get our first look at the Uruguayan scrum.
Good gap.
Much heralded, of course. And it'll be key, Gareth, for the Canadians to keep their form here.
They need to keep it square. They need to avoid penalties here. And that looks very solid from Canada. Uruguay haven't even got the hook. Now it breaks up.
Canada looking to have a go at it. They'll be happy with that.
Well, look at Ray Barkwell screaming in his Albert Numbers face. That is a victory for that front row of Biden's Barkwell and Inlicki.
Three collapsing, okay. Three collapsing.
Game's been turned on its ear a little bit. An athletic try by Uruguay, and Canada looking strong in the scrum.
Three collapsing.
The referee deeming that Sagario, number 3 on the far side, just taking it down when he was under pressure. So Bray gets another touch. He'll be happy.
That is deep.
Well, after that initial really tragic mistake from Canada, good team play. The forwards stepped up, did their job. Braid's done his job with field position now. And this is vital, just less than 10 meters out from the Uruguayan line.
First lineup for Ray Barkwell, the veteran. Ageless, it seems. 37 years.
Stay.
Right up for Ardron. The Canadians playing the Uruguayan game, driving forward in the ball.
You brought it down. Stay. Stay.
Uruguay
Side entry.
with a side entry, and Canada will
1 and 2 side.
Remain with the referee. When it went down initially, he said that was okay. Canada brought it down.
It to ground, lads. No offense by them.
But then up the side was the Uruguayan side. Well executed try, but just collapsed. You see there. It's coming out. It's Nieto coming up the side.
line out again for Canada coming. This would be a nice answer for Canada after the opening minute try. Straight up for Ardron.
Yeah, outside 15, line out over.
They'll try to drive again. Barkwell is
out blue. Good.
Up against it, now finds a little bit of room before going to ground. Ball is free for Mack. Quick start for him. Had a little bit of room and then offloads to an open wing and through the touchline.
Well, I believe Phil Mack's been given a bit of license here. He's so dangerous. Obviously, a majestic sevens player who's now come back in the 15s game, the captain today. To tap and go. You saw in the previous penalty, he was looking to go quickly. That time looking to go up the short side, doesn't quite go to hand.
Captain.
First lineup for Uruguay. Hand in there for Canada. Barkle with the steal.
First by red, second by blue.
Of course, you hear our referee, Mike, which is a great feature. He's also talking to his touch judges.
No.
Kurt Weaver, the American on the sideline, very experienced. So a team of 3 will be managing this game, the 2 sideline assistant officials.
Feet strong, 3.
There's the initial steal.
Angle square, okay?
But the referee rightly deemed that as Barkle tried to gather, it was knocked forward.
Uruguay will feed the scrum here. Arata.
Set. Stay there.
Strong first look by Canada. Collapses there.
Saw the referee go down and have a close look at it, saying that Elneki collapsed.
Chance to gain some ground back here for Uruguay. Not quite to the half line.
So good that Canada got back into it. Concerning they didn't get any points from this. Watch the near side prop.
Forward.
You know, the dark arts of the front row we often talk about. I don't profess to know what goes on there. The referees do. So 1 penalty each at scrum time.
Would you have been tempted to get points on the board, or was that just too deep to ignore?
No, I think going down early, you probably want to attack, and that's what they were doing there with those lineouts.
Say, Captain.
Quick turnover for Canada. Max starts to his right. Open field here for Canada. Can they use it? Back to Braid. Quickly to Paris. Paris to Hassler. Does well to reach back for it. Taken down. Trying to stay inbounds. Ardron. A touch to Elneki. Max starts to Braid. Hit by Boogaboo. Creates some room. Back onto the far side. Olmstead rumbles for a meter or 2. Nice fakes by Boogaboo to gain an extra yard or 2. Some progress here for Canada. Ardron does well to break through. To Elneki. To Braid. Canada moving the ball. Paris.
Release tackle.
Can't quite find a seam.
This is good continuity from Canada, stringing phases together, asking questions all over.
Great hit, just as he made the offload. Gathered back Blevins.
The arm is out, advantage being played.
Nice work by Ardron to break 1 tackle.
Advantage over.
Back to Boogaboo. Biden
Advantage over,
lowers.
Captain.
Referee's taking the advantage away now. I don't know how, but he has.
Great to Paris to Hassler. He's got some room. Lesage gets to 5 meters away.
Stay, Blue, stay.
Mickey hit hard for a Canadian loss, and now a battle for the ball. Uruguay ball is loose. Canada still has possession. Paris with a step, thought he saw a seam and then crushed. Back to Braid.
It's on out wide.
To Blevins. Offloads. Heat in a battle there. Second time in deep. Larson drives forward.
We must be in the 15 phases of rugby here. The inside ball.
Lost ball. Boogaboo reaching for it. Can he get it back? He
Release on the ground.
And Uruguay will once again get a steal deep.
Okay, let me deal with that.
In their own territory. Canada has to be a little dismayed. Fabulous rugby up until that point.
But now the advantage for Holden on
Good
the ground.
discipline. These are the type of hits you're going to get when there's a World Cup on the line. Paris riding that one. Canada perhaps a little guilty of not manning enough in the rucks. There's the inside ball. Boogaboo couldn't hold it, and then he was eventually penalized for not releasing it on the ground. So credit to the Uruguayans. Some proud defense there. And this is what we're going to see. They've obviously made a lot of tackles, some sore bodies out there. They're slowing down the game. Physio's on the field. That's giving them a breather. And this is what the referee and the Canadian captain's going to have to manage to keep the tempo going.
A lot of ground gain there by Uruguay.
You got to get there now.
Halfway to the half line. A little bit of breathing space though after Canada once again sends it in deep.
Stop there in the last.
And then Kessler to throw in. The man from Los Cuervos club in Uruguay. He goes long to the tail.
Olmsted got a hand on it. Heaton to Mack. And Canada once again able to come up with a turnover. Rain swinging it out wide. Passes behind. And got to be careful here. Lesage is back for it. Olmsted get back.
It's good line speed.
Zone.
Sorry, good line speed from the Uruguayans, putting pressure on. And in the end, great kicks to the corner. It's a beautiful kick.
With not an inch to spare.
So Canada doing so many things well, and then just undoing it all with either a bad pass or a penalty given away.
Past the rock. And showing that last one.
Showing there's a bit of pace out there, a lot of running around. This was the vision from Brady. See how he steps back in the pocket, gets back off the line, and then has time to execute his kick. It's something they've been working on this week.
Respect the gap. 4 open.
Kessler. Another line out, and Canada has done well on the Uruguayan lineouts. Success there for the team in blue. Arata hit just as he made the pass to Gavanara. Up the middle.
3.
Yeah, the start to his left. Biden to the tackle.
Last feet, right.
Canada not competing at the rocks. They don't want to give away those penalties. They know the referee likes to give. So good defense there. In the end, Uruguay kicks it away. Possession to Canada.
Cat sends Hassler deep. Chooses to run with it. Looking for room, and he's tripped up.
There's options, there's numbers. It's got to go through the hands.
Huggins does well, almost to the half line. Canada with some runs here. Medium-sized runs anyway. Lesage battling for ground. Sparkle had trouble with it. Loose ball, Uruguay will take over. Freitas to Silva. Trying to spin off a Canadian tackle. Canada gets back on side. Uruguay. Not a lot of touches of the ball for Chasey. Swings it further to the right side.
Well, I think the crowd helped him, but the referee was in great position. Forward pass there, the final one. Look at as Hasser's looking for a hole here. He does get tripped up.
About players beyond the rock, beyond the ball. Shepherd in the run. Okay, you need to have a word now. It ends now.
I don't understand.
Okay, so players beyond the rock trying to obstruct.
Number 9?
No,
arms are supposed to be wrapped and held around the leg. We're listening to that conversation with the referee. He's warning the Uruguayans because some of their players are shepherding, basically blocking off the ball. So it's something I know the Canadian coaches picked up and have asked the referee about. So this is interesting. He's warned them once.
Well, Uruguay's not really possessed the ball in the Canadian half yet, despite or since the opening try, the 1 minute mark.
Okay, good binds.
Well, Canada has yet to make them pay for that with points in the other direction.
Canada aren't getting the benefits right now of all this possession. If they keep this pace up, the last 10 minutes of each half, there's going to be dividends. This Uruguayan team start to show some holes.
Mack feeds it in. Scrum coming up, but Mack able to retrieve off the back. And there's some room here to the right. Paris finds it with an offload, just too late. Knocked on by Uruguay's. Hassler was hoping to be the beneficiary of that one.
So he's not gone in the tackle then. Okay. Option, guys. Okay. Just option in the tackle.
He's asking his assistant official here, was it knocked on intentionally? Paris showing great pace and unloads just a little bit too late, otherwise Passler was away. And you see Paris there signaling he thought it was knocked on intentionally.
As opposed to an incidental. And Bark will maintain possession for Canada.
In you come.
Lineouts have been good for Canada thus far.
Outside
and
15, line
so.
out over.
Keep going is the call from the tank commander there, Ardron.
And they're getting some ground here. Trying to beat Uruguay in their own game. Canada doing very well on the ball.
He's through the middle, but he lost it forward, so scrum red.
Nearly a loss.
7 through the middle, perfectly legal.
So the referee's saying that Lamana, who disrupted that, had come through the middle of the maul, which is his right, not around the outside, but he had knocked it on when he got there.
Okay. No, you need to stay down under pressure. Is that clear?
Canada.
Stay down, don't stand up. Ball came away.
Getting some good luck in the middle of the field. It's
you need
late
to stay down
in
under
the
pressure.
Uruguayan zone where the bad luck starts.
Nice and straight one, okay?
Very important scrum here.
Just let you know.
Midfield scrums are going to be
I've told
an
them, thank
opportunity
you
for Canada today.
Coach!
So far, Canada has to be pleased with the way the scrummages have been.
Set. Stay
Considering
there.
the strengths normally for Uruguay. It collapses there.
As we look behind this scrum, the two strikers for Canada are Van der Merwe and Paris. There they are.
For me,
Just
there's
to the
too
left
much
of your
pressure
screen there
coming
with
on
Hassler
before
on
the
the
ball.
left. So there's the
Does that
triumvirate
make
of
sense?
danger men.
Too much pressure.
With
So hold your
Massage
weight.
out wide. This is the
And
play
wait for
they
the ball.
worked on in the week.
Let's go.
Be interesting to see where it goes.
We've seen lots of Paris and Hassler handling the ball so far. We have not seen it really in the midst of Van der Merwe just yet.
Uruguay with only 2 defenders to the top of your screen off to the right there. So
Set. Stay there.
Max got it. Van der Merwe to his left. There it is. There's the touch. Hassler breaks one tackle. Gets some help. Back to Paris on the left side.
So last feet blue.
We'll have to go right. Arson to Braid. Back to Ilnicki. Canada grinding away. Getting the athletes back in position. There's Paris with it. Paris, indeed, Olmsted is in! They finally punch through their 3rd trip inside the 5 line, and Canada will attempt to even things up inside the 18th minute.
Evan Olmsted, whose club is just the other side of that bridge you saw in the opening shots. The Capellanos, they'll be on their feet now playing his professional rugby in England for Newcastle. He's the benefactor. But watch the touch here. The man with the tape around his head, Hubert Bidens, the vision. He recognizes where that ball needs to go, and that creates the overlap. Olmsted, the beneficiary. Great work from the big prop. This was the set piece that started it all. See if there may be a headshot, a clash of heads, but that's the momentum gainer that got Canada on the front foot.
And Hassler is being taken out for precautionary reasons. And Stoller will come in his stead.
Some huge hits going in out here. Young Ben Lesage, he did well. Only 2 caps are his name, so this is a big, big test for him at 22 years old. Grew up in the city, went to St. George's School there. They've got a big box down the hallway.
And Braid does well on the conversion, and he comes away limping.
He doesn't look great, but I tell you what, as a kicker, you love it when the first one comes sweetly off your foot and it goes through. Look, he's hobbling there. He did well to carry that ball into contact. I think we're going to see more of this today. This was the clean out, and watch Biden's number 1. He sees the short ball's not the right ball. The miss was the ball. The man from Castaway Wanderers via Manitoba makes the try for Canada.
Blevins acting as a bit of a dummy there and goes right over his head, right into the hands of Paris as Canada evens things up at 7. And they go looking for more. Ardron takes the tackle, but able to hold possession for Canada. They get started from their own 22.
Take him back.
Oh, a kick
Stay
narrowly blocked there, but a nice one off the fingertips, and they say not to touch. Wow, what a save by Uruguay.
Take him back.
Silva will return fire with a high kick. Back does well to hold it. Far side for Van der Merwe. Does well down the touchline, offloads at the last minute. Canada still with the ball.
Lesage did well.
Side 14.
Quick tap, quick tap. Paris looking
Harris
for it.
is there.
So that was
never through
Brock
the gate.
Stoller who's on the
Inside,
field.
always.
I wonder if it's a blood substitution for Paris. We haven't heard. Stoller did that long kick. This was Lesage doing well to keep his feet because there was no support initially. And in the end, Uruguay guilty at the ruck. It was the Ivas.
Time off.
Another ankle being strapped. That is Connor Braid. So walking wounded on the field here.
And now Paris coming over to get
Time
his
off.
issue dealt with as well. Just hitting a
Players down
sip of
there.
water, in
Same
fact.
for you.
And I'm just wondering if Hasser may be on for a head injury assessment. That's a cramp there, but head injury assessment. That he can obviously leave the field, be assessed, and if he is deemed okay to return and come back on the field, that man will take his place, Brock Stoller.
For you on the first run, the call is you collapse him.
And we do have confirmation now. It is head injury
call.
assessment. So Hasser will be allowed to return, and Canada will want to get their speedster back.
Brock Stoller from the UBC club just up the road where this team's been training all week.
Sweating a bit.
Phil Mack using the opportunity to exchange refereeing tips with Mr. Brace. This is Hasser. This is I wonder if there's a collision of heads. Yeah, it looks like it there. Chin
All
on
right,
the
boys,
shoulder.
just open up, please. Open up.
I'm not sure if Borchese went off as well because he took a good shot
Time on.
there too.
Borchese remains
Yeah, time on, lads.
in the middle of the field there. Canadian lineup, Arco sends it in. Canada doing well on the lineouts today, and there's DTH Vandenberge carrying to the 22. Larson, another one of the ankle injuries from warm-up.
It's too slow.
Able to play nevertheless.
Advantage being played.
Lesage doing yeoman's work early in this one.
Still advantage, Fred.
Lukaboom
He's in the side 8.
taken down.
No advantage, roll.
Now a chance for Canada.
Interesting
tackle
decision
area,
here.
please.
I think you take
Too
the
slow.
3 points, keep that scoreboard ticking over. It's right in front,
Shot called.
and they have called it.
They will go for the posts.
Good work
And
from
the first
Lawson.
lead.
Larson gets a nice low body position. The man playing his rugby in Northland in New Zealand. Born over on the island while his father was
First
playing for
offence, he
the
was on one
famed
side. That's why
Nanaimo
he slowed the
Hornets.
ball down, but just be aware.
But
we're
he
not
has been a
looking for
revelation for
penalties when
Coach
Kim plays
Kingsley
in, all right?
Jones. Hard-working second
Okay.
row. Really a leader as well, leader by example.
All right.
And this is another great kick. Despite the sore ankle, you see his plant foot has some tape around it.
He's testing it out there, hopping.
Yeah, it's straight in front.
Canada's first lead of the match. Straight away and straight through. Canada on top.
The bench is happy. Braid does not look particularly swift as he jogs back into position.
But the kicking options are limited here, Garrett. They would have to revamp the lineup a little bit.
Yes,
Should
they
Connor
will.
Braid have to leave.
And the Uruguayan captain Caminari is going to have a word with his troops. A lot of penalties been given up there. And they've had an opportunity under the post to regroup Los Teros.
Short kick. High. Looking for possession, but Canada did as well. El Nicky comes down with it.
Didn't survive the penalty.
First try of the game almost seems like a distant memory with the possession that Canada's had. Braid tries to put Uruguay on his heels. Good tackle at the half line. Arata dishes left. And keep it going. Borchese onto his left. Nieto pops loose, spills the ball. Bill Mack takes over, and he's got some room ahead. Pushing the pace. Biden's to his left. Larson swinging it again. Vandenberge battles for ground. Back again into the middle, and Nicky absorbs a hit.
Numbers, advantage, numbers.
To the right side, Lesage spills it. Chance for Canada to keep possession. They do.
Canada completely dominating possession for that first 2 minutes.
able to heel it loose now. Larson tripped up, goes to ground.
The arms out again.
Swung out to the left side. There's some room for Lemons, or pardon me, for Lesage. He's got Vandermerva with him. Vandermerva! Try for Canada. And the possession now being rewarded. 15-7 conversion to come. And a breath for Vandermerva.
It's a penalty only. You need to grasp. Okay? Be careful.
Garrett, they look like they're having fun out there now.
They are. Ben Lesage, wise beyond his years. He spots who's marking him. That man cannot match his pace, and he pins his ears back. And DTH, Vandermerva, for the 29th time, a Canadian record, touches down to give Canada a solid lead. Look how he recognizes that he's through. He squares up, he waits, he times his pass perfectly. Was it forward? There's a hint that it may have been forward, but the referee didn't want to check it.
And Canada making it easy as well with the uncontested try for Connor Brain to continue to convert them. 17-7 now for Canada. Lesage with his relatively green resume has looked fabulous. And there's a look at Hassler, who would love to come back in.
So it looks like it may have been an HIA and a blood if he's getting stitched up, icing that eye. Looks like he's ready to come back on.
Stoller remains for now for Canada.
Let's credit these Canadian forwards. They're the ones doing the hard yards in the middle. A couple of tip balls, the one-off passes, but they're winning these collisions, and that's creating the overlaps on the outside that Lesage just took advantage of.
And a high kick. Olmsted going up for it. Spilled.
Advantage over.
Advantage quickly over for Uruguay. Big hit. Lesage in the middle of that again. Larson pushes forward as Canada creates another turnover. He stopped dead in his tracks. Olmsted turns into it.
Straight in the side, 8.
And the entry from the side by Canada.
Taking out the contest
Giving
there.
the ball back to Uruguay.
So very clear from the ref there. Ardwan up the side.
Yeah, shot called.
Good defense in Uruguay. This is Lesage showing just to the last minute release. I tell you what, this is his third cap, Ben Lesage. He just put in a crushing tackle to turn that ball over there. He has had 27 minutes to remember. He's been given the ball with not much on 3 or 4 times. Uruguay, look at that body language, hands on knees. That means they're feeling the pace here. That's exactly as Canadian coach Kingsley Jones wanted. And this is the correct decision for Uruguay to stay in touch here, kick the long-range goals, take some time off the clock.
No, mate. Just keep working hard at that scrum, yeah? Just on the setup.
This time
I feel there's too much
Uruguayan
pressure.
captain Gaminard.
Okay, so just take the pressure
Excellent
off.
work from
Do
him.
the same to them as well, all right?
Asking the
Like a
ref,
stable platform.
getting input. It's part of the captain's job.
We saw it warm up. Some kicks from Berchesi. Successful at this distance. As Uruguay looks to answer with some points despite very limited possession following their opening minute try. Kick is up. And it is pulled to the left and a tad short.
I got to say, I'm a bit disappointed the Canadian fans booing, but it speaks to what's happening in this country. There's new people coming to the game of rugby, liking what they see, whether it's through 7s or 15s here. So there's a little bit of education needs to go on there, but they're passionate. And now they get to see Hassler back on the field after his HIA assessment. He's been cleared and he's good to go.
Past 28.5 minutes old here at BC Place in Vancouver, Canada. And the hosts up 17-7. Under it is Connor Brain, and he just loses it. Chip and chase here. Freitas can't come up with it, though, and Hassler will retrieve for Canada. He's got some room. Can he find a seam?
Ooh, there's a high tackle there.
It's a knock on, Captain. Use it!
No words from the referee on that. A quick box kick, almost to the half line. Silva's back for it. Already with the try for Uruguay.
This time, no room for Silva.
Capo rumbles forward, ball is loose.
Wait on.
Uruguay still has it, Arata. Gavanara. They're using that right side of the field now, and first extended possession for Uruguay in some time. Gavanara gains another meter. Grinding forward, meter by meter. Uruguay making some headway here. Now swinging to the far side. Capo tripped up. Freitas. He rumbles through, breaks a couple of tackles. Nearly to the Canadian 22. Nieto. Passer rocks him up and is tossed aside at the top of the ruck.
Far and away Uruguay's best passage of play. They've now got it out wide, 3-on-2.
Bertuzzi. And a chance they're in. Leandro Levis.
No. Flat.
Is in for the try. Second score for Uruguay. And they rally after 17 unanswered points. Back on the board, 17-12 with the conversion to come.
Clinical stuff from Uruguay. Los Teros moving the ball wide. As we suggested, that ball goes behind and it's 3-on-2 here. Simple hands. The Canadians asked for the forward pass. Didn't look like it. Lievas, easy try for him, but excellent team try from Uruguay.
Great job to elude the final attempt there by Taylor Paris on the far touchline. Just gets the corner.
And the Canadians really guilty of taking their foot off the gas, not working across in defense. Wasn't a great deal of threat there. It was just continuous possession, continuous rucks.
Big shifts of momentum here in this opening half thus far. Bertuzzi 1 for 2 on the day from an angle.
Great strike.
Ooh. But he does get it through. That was a little snug on that near post, but from that angle, a wonderful job.
So fascinating moment in the game here. Just over 9 minutes to play. That's the strike. Extra 2 points. Canada know they wanted to take advantage of the end of the first half. Uruguay seemed to have found something in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So we'll see. This could be a crucial point, not only in this match, but in the whole qualifying process.
And Connor Braid has had to come out for Canada. Patrick Parfrey comes in, and he will assume the kicking duties. Is the ankle just too much for Connor Braid?
Yeah, big loss there. Parfrey has been in good form in November. Played well for Kingsley Jones. He'll be in the 10 jersey.
Great start here for Freitas down the touchline. It takes a couple of Canadians to bring him down. And all of a sudden, some regained confidence by Uruguay. And they'll give it back to Canada.
So the penalty was for the Uruguayans going off their feet at the ruck. So Max saying they threw the ball away so he couldn't go quickly. But Canada are not putting any bodies in the ruck. They're being very disciplined here. Other than the tackle, no one's off their feet. This was the try. Simple hands. Paris just didn't get enough help from the inside and was beaten on the outside.
Really different from the one down there. Yeah.
Good finish though from Lievas. We know the 29-year-old knows where the try line is.
Open up, please.
A kick to touch for Canada. Move the ball further downfield.
There is Patrick Parfrey, the man from the Sweilers in Newfoundland.
A strong line out. Mack will move it quickly. To Parfrey. To Blevins.
We're straight on the side again.
Another side entry. Gives the ball back to Uruguay.
Straight in the side.
So no doubt from Brace, the supporting clean-out men from Canada are coming in illegally.
Side entry red.
It's confirmation. Patrick Parfrey, you mentioned he may take on the kicking duties. There's some question whether Phil Mack may do it.
Depending on distance, maybe could just split it up.
The 2 best goal kickers for Canada are probably still on the bench in the backup scrum half. And Gordon McCrory and Brock Stoller, who we saw a glimpse of as a HIA sub. So,
Captain.
Question mark there.
So,
good kick from Uruguay. This is the ruck here. You see the arriving Canadian players.
Straight in the side,
and there it is, Lesage just ahead of the ball and not coming in through the gate, as we say, from behind the tackle.
Got to be quicker.
Ball on the kick as well to gain some ground back in the Canadian end.
Stop him there. Stop.
Kessler.
You can't walk in. Set up to form.
So Uruguay walking in slowly, so it's hard for Canada to mark them. The referee told them clearly what they can and can't do there. They go to the front.
It's
Line
offside.
Straight into the ball for Uruguay. Have not seen much of it. On advantage.
Advantage collapsing. Do you get a number there, mate? Derek?
Long pass to the far touchline. Davis
Ball released.
down and up again. Arata swings left now. Some pace from Freitas right up the middle. Some room on the left. Nieto, just as he crosses the 22.
Forward pass, no advantage. 4-3, is it?
So the referee's going to come back to
Three
the
or four?
original penalties they're playing advantage for,
Okay.
because there was a forward pass. And the penalty is for
Number
collapsing.
3 collapsing.
You heard him there. So as the Uruguayans set up
Buckled.
that maul, that's the fear for Canada. They give away penalties, and they give away either territory, more driving lineouts, or they're giving shots at goal, which Uruguay selected to take here. And I got to say, Canada was so dominant for 25, 28 minutes there, but the last 3 or 4 minutes, Uruguay are playing the game that they want to play and getting the results that they want. Slowed down, shots at goal, scoreboard taking over.
From an angle again, and that last kick from Berchese just over top of the upright.
When I say they're slowing it down, his big forwards are now getting a breather. This will be 1 minute, almost a minute 40 by the time this thing gets kicked. Even the likes of Freitas, who's down on the ground there, just regrouping, getting their breather. A little bit older on this Uruguayan side than the Canadians.
Freitas has been a menace with the ball running. He has been a demon down that left sideline. Berchese puts it up.
Hold it.
Hold it. Second miss. Going for the post for Uruguay. Points left out there. And Canada retains its 3-point lead here with the half approaching.
So that's the scenario Canada wants to avoid. Uruguay quite happy. Penalty after a driving maul. Parfrey to go. Will he go long?
You see about the scoreboard as well, the America's Rugby Championship. This is technically game 1 of the ARC as well, but bigger fish to fry for both squads with a World Cup spot on the line in this 2-leg total point series.
Uruguay going from right to left.
All the way to the far touchline, and there's some more room again. Davis does well. Muscles his way in for extra meters, almost to the Canadian 22.
Well, Uruguay with another hint of an overlap there. Canada not working hard enough out in the middle to get across. And it will be a Uruguay line out through
On your front
Kessler.
man, lads. On your front man.
This was
Four.
it. Let's see what happens when the
man.
ball spilled. Vancouver was trying to pull it out, and
Gotta
Leivas
go
is trying to
quicker.
hang on.
Might have
Gotta
hit the
come
back
quicker,
of
come on.
Paris's leg before leaving.
Here it comes.
Into the ball. The push from Uruguay. Out for Arata. He has some room, looks to his left. Still some room on the left side. Pokes through. Unable to chase it down. But they do get some yards on it.
But Canada will take that all day long. Hit up twice and then kick through, turn off possession. Ray Barkwell and his lineout can now secure possession for Canada. So more solid defense there from Canada. That's what's required. Freitas hit a good hard line, but was sat down right away.
Okay.
Barkwell on the lineup. For Olmsted, back for Mack. In the middle for Heat. Lowers the boom, takes the
Stay
hit.
onside. Everybody.
Here in the 40-minute, and a big hit by, or big kick by Parfrey. Back in Uruguay.
In front.
Oh, what a kick from Parfrey. 50 meters. Now the red wall can go up and take the space away, but the danger man has it. Silva.
Off the scoreboard.
Rare moment.
From blue. Where is kick from?
And his kicks all day have been, I've been watching them sail above and
No,
just miss,
where
and
is-
that one went right underneath the scoreboard.
Here.
So Andrew Brace has obviously talked about this. We've got this
Good job, it's not
magnificent
hockey.
overhead screen at BC Place here. Second largest in North
hits
America,
that,
must
it's
be
a
said.
scrum to the
And I
team
got to
who
say,
kicked
whenever
it.
rugby team comes out here, that's the first thing they all try and do is see if they can kick it up and under to hit the screen. So as he puts it up, it just touches one of the speakers up there. I don't know if we'll get it in the shot. Good work from our crew there. Yeah.
Stable.
So
Stable
Brace
start.
knew what the outcome would be. Scrum to where he kicked the ball from. Possession to the team kicking.
Bind. Sit. Stay there. Stay up.
Serrano feeds it in. Approaching the 40-minute mark.
Use it. No, you
Canada
both
had
up
it for a
first. Blue
moment.
ball. Use it.
Referee was asking him to use it.
You're
It did
both
go
up
up
first,
in
I gave him the
middle, no
opportunity.
penalty. You see Larson jeering on his Canadian teammates. The Uruguayans having a little chat about their technique.
I think you hooked, but make sure you are, okay? I think you did.
The final
But make
moments
sure
of
you
this
are.
first half. Canada clinging to a 17-14 lead.
Coach!
Just he's asking the Uruguayan hooker to make sure that he does actually hook the ball. The middleman there strikes it back with his outside foot.
Let's go. Yeah, that's good.
He did.
3 collapsing
Uruguay
again.
will
Okay, thank
get it
you,
on the
thank you,
collapse from
thank
Canada.
you for walk away.
And one thing we haven't seen,
Don't get involved.
we have seen some feisty games between these two sides in the America's
straight
Rugby
in and
Championship
collapsing.
before. We have not yet seen some feistiness. It's been a relatively quiet game in that regard.
Well, those two, Doughty and Olmsted, were both a little bit feisty in their way. The penalty there is for Nicky going down on the near side. So with just into injury time here
I take it time's up then, is it?
in the first half,
And the referee confirming that the time is up.
Uruguay will have an
I
opportunity
didn't
in
see
this
that.
lineup.
man. Okay. Yeah.
And in certainly
Let's get it in earlier then, please. That's
Look how slowly they're coming to this, right? Controlling the tempo.
in kicking range as well.
okay, Captain. I've spoken to you. Okay, you need to give them equal time now to get numbers. All right?
Can Uruguay tie
Let's go.
this up or more before the end of the half? Kick back and a chance here. Plunging forward. Capo is there to create space. Serrano feeds to his right. Nieto to his.
Okay.
Sanguinetti. Lifted and taken down Arana. Borchesi. Villaseca. Inside the 22.
Last feet.
Sagorio taken down. Borchesi offloads. Sanguinetti with some room. And uphill moves Arata. Will it? He gets in. Arata with the try.
The referee's going to have a look here.
Where did it come from, Gareth?
As the Uruguayans celebrate, I think
Fine.
the referee's going to
Captain.
have a little look. Or he's going to speak to the Canadian captain, perhaps.
As we discussed yesterday, TMO is checking, all right? He's not going to start roaring and shouting like that, okay?
So the Canadians obviously urging him to go upstairs and check. We have a television match official in the truck. Or we can set the pictures from our
Yeah,
truck.
I didn't see any clear knock on there.
So I think the Canadians are claiming that he knocked the ball on when he was initially tackled. So any scoring play will be reviewed. So good work from Uruguay, driving through the middle. Kessler winning that collision. Borchesi off to the big man Sanguinetti. And that's what they're saying, did he knock it forward? But as we noted,
Perfect. Yeah. Try is good.
try is given. So Canada giving one up in injury time. Santiago Arati, the 21-year-old, siding through the middle of that ruck. Crucial try for Uruguay to keep them very much in this match.
Gareth, I feel like we've played 3 games in this first half. The opening try, and it is easily converted there by Uruguay, who close out with 2 tries of their own. And in the middle of that, about 20 minutes of Canadian domination.
I don't know what knock on
A
you're
strange
seeing, all right?
first
So you
half
can't be
there.
coming shouting and
Very
roaring.
hard halftime
Okay?
talk to give for Kingsley Jones. Some really positive stuff, but some mistakes, some immaturity there, perhaps naivety at the end of that half. But Uruguay really taking every chance on offer and asking questions.
21-17, Uruguay leads here. First leg of 2, of course,
Yeah,
here
I see a hook from here,
in this
okay?
World Cup
I do see a hook.
qualification. total points. They'll play right to the final whistle here at BC Place today, and Uruguay has a 4-point lead headed to the half here in Vancouver. Fabulous look at the stadium here. The hosts in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, BC Place Stadium. Majestic outside and inside. Gareth, I think probably around 15,000 stunned Canadian fans watching the halftime entertainment here. Some youth rugby being played, but stunned at what they saw there in the first half. Such an exchange of momentum, starting with the Uruguayans into the Canadian domination in the middle part of that half, and then again a fabulous finish by the team in blue.
Yes, it was, and they took their chances, as I said at the end there, right from the start with Silva, but at the end when Canada really guilty of ball watching a little bit, not being vigilant in defense, and this is the experience of this Uruguayan side. Their back three taking opportunities, and then finally to their scrum half, Arata, outstanding. We've got some youngsters on the field here through our Honda Rugby. They can be learning a few things here. This was right off the bat as the ball went wide. Silva fending off two Canadians, and just first blood after less than a minute and a half.
Tremendous start, not everybody in their seats before Uruguay had already stormed out to a 7-0 lead. Nothing Taylor Paris could do as the last man back against the hard-charging Silva. But as we mentioned, two deep forays by Canada into the Uruguayan end, and on the third deep foray, it's Paris to Olmsted, and Canada's on the board.
Yeah, Evan Olmsted, the beneficiary there. But Canada had a long passage of play and played well, kept possession, kept recycling, and tried to increase that tempo. They were trying right, they were trying left. In the end, they got the mismatch they were looking for. This is Lesage beating his out defender for pace and offloading to the magician, the try scorer, DTH Van der Merwe.
29th career try in a Canadian red shirt, and Lesage has had himself quite a game. That was the easiest of his runs. He paid the price for several others along that same touchline, gaining ground for Team Canada. But quite a finish for Uruguay out of nowhere, despite that Canadian domination middle part of the half. Two fabulous tries to finish off.
Yeah, but with the World Cup on the line, Uruguay aren't going away. They did it to Russia 4 years ago, and right now they're hanging in with Canada. As we said, not many opportunities, but taking them well, as Levas did here.
The wings have played very well for Uruguay. We were talking about, the back three for Canada. Freitas and Levas have been fabulous, and Arata comes out of nowhere with the final try at the end of time in the first half.
Well, how about this guy? That's all great players. He didn't do a great deal for the first 39 and a half minutes, but the last 30 seconds, he saw the gap, stepped right through the middle, and has given Uruguay the advantage here.
Well, a 4-point advantage through one half. Injury substitutions already for Canada. It has been a hard, grinding first half. Connor Braid only lasting half of that opening half for Team Canada. Patrick Parfrey in, and some injuries as well along the way to the likes of Jeff Hassler. So the home side feeling a little battered and bruised. But they'll gather themselves here at halftime and work for a strong second half in front of the home side crowd before heading on to Uruguay, of course, for leg at number 2 with a World Cup spot on the line back in the second half short. Back inside BC Place, Vancouver, Canada. Blake Price, Gareth Reese alongside. 21-17, Uruguay leads Canada in this first half. Leg 1 of the World Cup qualifying series between the two sides. Uruguay looking to qualify for a 4th time for Japan 2019. Canada looking to remain perfect in their qualification history, a 9th straight. And for Canada and Uruguay, a punishing first half with open hits. And statistically speaking, pretty even up and down the scoreboard there, Gary.
Yeah, the one thing that doesn't come through is the amount of possession that Canada had, and what that's meant for the Uruguayans. They've had to defend for long periods of time, so it'll be taxing on their physical resources. We'll see if that plays out the last 15-20 minutes of this match. But
have to give Canada credit too. I think both sides have, to a degree, played each other's game. Canada has done fairly well in the scrummages, and Uruguay has done well in open field when they've been given it.
Yeah, they have. Uruguay finished well.
21-17, Uruguay leads Canada. We come back with second half action from BC Place in a moment. Back inside BC Place Stadium. Blake Price alongside me. World Rugby Hall of Famer Gareth Rees for second half action. Uruguay leads Canada 21-17. Evan Olmsted with a try for Canada. And the wings have been fabulous. Levis and Freitas for Uruguay. And some intensity for Canada. Phil Mack, the captain for Canada. You see our man on the scene, Brian Kelly, trying to track down the Canadian captain for a second half interview. And the captain having nothing to do with it. They're focusing on the task at hand, Gareth.
Well, we've just taken the 5 to 10-year-olds off the field, but I love it. Taylor Paris is in there with a shot in the back. They're pushing and shoving, and there's some niggle here. There's a lot on the line in this next 40 minutes.
Now the curious storyline to watch here in the second half is the use of substitutions. How much does Esteban Meneses for Uruguay and Kingsley Jones, how many guys do they go to on the reserves here with, again, total points on the line, playing to the final whistle, racking up points, not just the victory. Patrick Parfrey already coming on as an injury replacement. Connor Bright out of this game, and he kicks off to start the second half. Paris trying to get his hand in there. And Canada able to get it back.
Last ball blue, scrum red.
Well, credit the man from Newfoundland, Patrick Parfrey, with a stunning restart to give these players exactly what they wanted, and Uruguay have knocked it on. Excellent core skill, executed when it's needed. Look how high that is. Look how much pressure he's under, and he knocks it on.
Shoulder square. All right.
Harris with the challenge to help make that happen as well.
Good bind. Crouch.
Phil Mack
Bind.
set to feed it in for Canada.
Set.
Scrums have been solid for Canada on their own ball, and there it is again. It comes up in the middle.
Are drawn to Mack. Into the middle. Knocked backwards and a chance there, but they will play down. Giving it to Uruguay just outside the 22.
Well-worked move. Ardron picked up from the base.
No. He must stay down in the scrum.
I thought he may have a bounce.
He must stay down and straight.
That ball's got to go to hand.
No.
It's just behind Lesage on his back shoulder.
Nice and straight, okay? Same for you.
It's going to be interesting tactics, as you mentioned. I'm sure at halftime, the Uruguayans will recognize that Canada's not competing with the rucks. So I wonder if they'll respond with some pick and goes, forwards driving right through the middle. They have a deeper bench, Uruguay, in my opinion, especially behind the scrum. Ormache, Nieres, and Prada, all very dangerous.
Phil Mack loves to keep that pace up as well. Ready by Arata. Passes behind him. Reaches back for it.
Again, Freitas making hard yards.
And pushed back by Canada.
Keep your feet.
Vandenberg challenging his fellow number 11. Brought it in, Lasai Seguinetti. Kamanara taken to ground. On the far side now.
Hold here.
Back into the middle, Uruguay content to grind away. Chasey, it's behind Silva. And he breaks through Canada.
Stay right.
Canada's tackling. Leaving a little to be desired there in that moment. Uruguay still not yet to the half line, though. Despite all this work, and it's knocked on. Canada will get it back.
Very quick ball production at the tackle for Uruguay. And that's catching Canada. A little flat-footed in defense. Segario in the end knocks it on. The man who forgave a professional rugby player in Europe to come back and study. He's actually doing very well in a high-paid lab technician's job. But eventually he knocks on. Look at that big hit. Doughty, the ball carrier on that occasion. This is Segario knocking on.
Big man indeed. You know, he goes to work inside the scrum.
Crouch.
There's a lot of niggle on this field right now. Both teams need to stay focused.
Set.
Canada would love nothing more than to get a quick score and reassert some dominance here to start this half. Parfrey. Vandenberg looking to split. Does he get through? Just grabbed as he approached open field. Taken down. Parfrey. Larson.
Uruguay's up quickly, maybe too quickly, and touch judge's mind. Mack, the experienced head, earning a penalty and maybe a break for his team.
Hassler does well to Maintain possession there.
One offside. One never to the
So
back foot.
Sanguinetti is
Offside.
caught in a bad place, and Phil Mack, an old head, throws what looks like a scrum half pass, but he actually throws into him. So the referee has
He
no
is offside.
choice.
So you don't. I know. I'm just
But to
saying. Just make
penalise
sure
it.
you're not looking for it.
Yeah, and now he's telling him, just make sure you're not playing me. This was the after the turnover. So Canada with great possession. Kick now down to the 22 will be their line out.
Outside.
After the loose ball.
Kurt,
Sid
outside.
almost broke free.
He's had some close runs. That one for Uruguay. Van der Merwe nearly breaking through for Canada, who have looked good on the lineout so far and continue to. Looked like it was going to be a ball, but Matt gets them going. Parfrey swinging it wide. Van der Merwe again trying to break through. Gains an extra couple of meters. Offloads. Hassler does well to gather for Canada.
The advantage to the right.
Advantage to Canada. They've gone the short side.
Blevins. Back to Barkle. Couple quick offloads. Armstrong to Larson.
Penalty advantage if you want.
Boom. Scrambles forward for Canada. Mack. The Heat.
Still advantage.
Advantage for Canada right now. Mack. Stutter step to Olmstead.
Off the ball.
Offloads to Hassler. Tied up quickly.
We have two.
We'll bring it back.
Do I have time to have a word? Captain, do I have time to have a word?
And the referee
Okay,
looking to
Thomas.
talk with the captains.
That is fantastic refereeing. He didn't want to take the advantage away from the
There's
Canadians.
2 penalties. Okay, we've got a deliberate knock on over here and 8 off the ball. Just listen to me. Okay? I need better discipline than that now, okay? There's any more here, all right, and somebody's going to go.
Well, if Coach Kingsley Jones needed any confirmation that the pace
Number
of this
8 off
game
the
is
ball and
affecting
deliberate over here.
Uruguay,
Deliberate knock on.
Gaminara is short of breath. He's their best and fittest
Captain,
player,
here
captain.
or over there?
And this is working.
Okay,
Just
over here.
grabbing the boot tops of DTH Van der Merwe.
Rafa, the nickname of Gaminara.
More advantageous.
His little gas can, and he's full of fire to be sure.
Evans did well to stay on the field there. So Canada choosing to go for the line out the penalty. They're down by 4.
They open up.
And indeed, they have done this on a couple of occasions in the first half.
On the line yet?
Of course, the other piece of that warning by the referee is there could be a potential sin bin if more penalties come.
Into the ball for Canada. Trying to beat Uruguay at their own game.
5 meters out.
Canada doing well. Yeoman's work. So close.
Penalty try.
Canada
Number 2.
denied the line
Number 2
by
back here on the
Uruguayan
line.
penalty. Automatic try awarded, and Canada is
Number
back
2.
on top.
And look at the
Number
referee,
2.
may go to his pocket. A yellow card, yes it is. It's Herman Kessler. So the pressure by Canada has paid off.
And
Let's get a
now a
number
man
on that
up.
penalty try if we can, okay?
Is this what turns the tide in the host's favor?
So I mentioned the referee had warned and warned, and as they brought that maul down, Canada broke free. Good patience here. They get the ball to the back. Larson sliding up.
Off.
Good leg drive from the men in red. And as it goes down, the referee's deemed that's illegal by Kessler.
2 deliberately claps, yeah.
Deliberately
Authority
claps,
playing
and
advantage
these
as well as
days with the
five
new
aside.
laws, it's an automatic 7-pointer. You see him run under the posts, and it's not only 5, but the 2 conversion is awarded automatically.
24-21, therefore, the score here. 7 minutes old into the second half at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. And a great start for Canada, just what they wanted to do after some wobbles at the end of the first half. Hassler with some room. Hassler, can he break through? Already past the half line. What a run by Hassler. And Canada looking hungry for more. Parfrey to Larson. Long pass to Barkle. Does well to offload. Paris. Oh, just lost it at the touchline. So close for more room for Canada.
Into touch, Captain. Okay, scrum.
A lot of chat. Here's the replay of the penalty try. This will be Kessler in the bin for 10 minutes.
Time off, just we need a hooker.
Canada with an advantage, and as the hooker's gone off, the referee will need to stop.
We need a hooker.
And Uruguay will need to bring on a specialist front row player. Look at that body language from the Uruguayans. Hands on knees.
This was part of the game plan for Canada, to make the blue side run and run them hard. And we're starting to see that to pay dividends.
Okay.
As Carlos Pombo comes in as the temporary replacement for the scrum.
Okay, balance. Okay,
This
good
with
balance.
Kessler, of course, in the bin.
So Canada's taking the lead, but that's a squandered opportunity there. Barco needed to put that ball through the hands simply, and Canada away again for another try.
Same as the last one,
Test
boys.
of leadership
Same
here
as the
for
last
Canada.
one.
As it is for Uruguay, they need to regroup, stop playing Canada's game. Canada needs to capitalize on these opportunities, just execute the basics.
Bind.
Rada set to put it in.
No, balance straight forward.
And quickly given to Uruguay on the Canadian infraction in the scrum.
Bizarre decision from Uruguay to go quickly through Nieto.
Feeding to the left. Gamanara with some ground. Arata quickly moving the ball onto the far side. Back into the middle he goes. Pombo. Freitas, who has done well for much of this game, runs into the red wall of Canada. Gains a meter or two. Uruguay going deeper. Capo taken down hard in the middle by Heaton.
Referee's going to have a word. Could be a yellow.
Time off.
Rodrigo Capo, 37 years old, stays down on the ground.
I don't need him again. 2.
And not into the pocket, but a warning.
Okay, Mark, can you hear me? Just put that tackle on that screen, please.
He's going to ask the television match official to see if this is an illegal tackle. Capo's in the white scrum tackle. There it is, Heaton. He doesn't dump him. I think there wasn't any air. He wasn't able to lift Capo, to be perfectly honest.
By an inch if so.
Yeah, although it looks worse from that angle, it's
Yeah.
got to be said, and the referee will be looking at that angle. The tackler has to protect.
Just show it
It's
to
a
me
great
again.
part of our game, to protect the man he is tackling and bring him to the ground safely. And that's what the referee's looking at here. Andrew Brace will be getting help from Mark Nelson in the truck.
And for Capo to come up
Go
grabbing
right again,
his head as well, even with the scrum cap on, you do wonder if an HIA may be in order here as well.
Yeah, it does not look good from that angle. Canada have about 8 more minutes of man advantage. This will go away if Heaton is sent to the bin for 10 minutes. Crucial moment in this first of the World Cup qualifiers.
Could have a short game before teens for a moment.
Yeah, that does not look good from
Yeah,
that
I just
angle.
think it's just a penalty. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you heard the referee, just a penalty.
Yeah.
He's taking his
Just
time.
penalty only. It is a lift and twist. Okay, he needs to be more careful. Okay, penalty only.
So a bit of a bullet
Shot.
dodge, but still a chance for points
Shot
here.
called.
And they will go for the posts. Uruguay chance to tie.
For me, that's the correct decision for Uruguay, not only to get the points and try and tie this up, but to take about a minute and a half off running time. They're a man short at the moment, as we said, and they're slowing down the game.
Berchese has been challenged on the boot here, 3 of 5.
Just wondering when we come to next Saturday down in Montevideo when we're tallying the points if these type of kicks are the ones that could send a team to the World Cup or send them into the repechage. Berchese not getting any quiet from the Canadian fans.
Straight shot. It's up. And it's pulled again.
It's unlike him.
Let me deal with it, mate. All right, I understand physical
50%
presence.
goal
and that.
kicking.
Hey, buddy.
A few
All
things
right,
going
I understand.
Canada's way.
Just
Well,
stick to your game and I'll deal with
Esteban
that, all right?
is probably
Yeah.
pacing in his box here, watching this one. 3 kicks go awry for Uruguay.
And concerningly, perhaps, that Barkwell is being told to settle down and stop talking by the referee. Canada needs to be very focused. This one into the Uruguayan backs again. They've been very potent in attack, the Uruguayan backline.
Cat, we've not heard much from Manuel Cat. Carries in for Uruguay. Gamanara scrambles forward. Capo is there to help him. Gamanara quickly up. Capo pushing back a little bit. Arata, Berchese, Silva, stopping, looking for open field, and found a little. Some confidence for Uruguay.
It's a struggle.
High pass over the far side. Doty they find their footing, they find it quickly. Uruguay is in, and they take the lead once more here at BC Place.
Down to 14 men, Uruguay execute impeccably. We talked about the option of going right through the middle, and that's what broke the Canadian defense. Gaminara was tackled, then got to his feet and went straight through the middle again. And then in the end, it was Ignacio Dati with the missed pass. Hasser couldn't get a hand to it. He does well to hold on the big second row, and he rides the covering tackle of Parfrey.
It was a good run from the lock. And Freitas once again in the middle of it, this time with the pass. Number 11 for Uruguay has been a menace in this one. The conversion will be a difficult one, though, for Berchesi, who's fought the posts all day. And the crowd riding him. He'll get this one. It had a curl to it, but not enough for the Canadian fans' likings. It's through the post, 28-24 Uruguay.
Massive composure, well finished try by that man Doughty. They'll be cheering in the clubhouse at Los Cuervos, the 24-year-old. Canada, a test of their leadership and their composure now. They've come together under the post, set themselves some simple targets and they need to execute.
The ball is up and right into the ball for Uruguay. The red shirts trying to gather to hold it back, but look at the ground being gained by Uruguay.
Through the middle.
As long as there's no penalty, this is okay for Canada.
As Uruguay approaches the half line now.
Their arms out, advantage.
Collapse in 5.
And for collapsing the ball, Canada
Okay, thank you,
gives
boys.
Uruguay some space.
Thank you. Walk away, 8. Walk away. Walk away.
And the
Walk
warnings
away.
come.
Hey, leave him.
Bergeron in the mix. Larson
9.
scrambling to
9.
get his footwear back on as well.
9.
The bottom of that ball.
Hey, I'm speaking to you.
Well, this was the try as they worked
jeopardize
left.
the penalty. Okay, I'll reverse it the next
Miss
time.
pass 1, miss pass 2 as the Canadians had pinched in.
Collapsing.
Thought he had enough pace to get there.
It is a good run by the big man down that touchline. A chance to put Uruguay deep.
Thought he was all right on the
Probably
entry.
not as deep as he would like.
Second one.
But you got to say from Canada's side, the restart of the half was perfect, and Canada got possession. That was a weaker kick. They set up the maul, exactly what Canada doesn't want, and now got the penalty and territory and time off the clock.
The swings of momentum in this match have been tremendous.
And here it comes again.
From the line out to the ball, the recipe for success traditionally for Uruguay.
Always through the middle.
Pushing forward to the Canadian 22. Bongo pushing hard.
Ryan got isolated, I think, and it's gone down legally, not a penalty this time.
The red wall set up in defense for Canada.
He's killing it now. Ball is available.
Gaminara.
The penalty has gone out. Arm is out.
Ball is clearly available and you've dived straight in. Slowing the ball down 1.
Biden's warned on that. So they will go deeper instead of to the posts.
So as the man in the pit, sin bin, warms up, getting back on the field in a few minutes here.
Okay.
It's all Uruguay because they're being allowed to do the lack of discipline that we spoke about off the top and Kingsley Jones has been speaking about all week. Canada is giving up these penalties, falling on the ball, collapsing them all. I know it's hard, but this is all Uruguay has at the moment.
Just the 14-man Uruguay composed up, and now a chance to score with a strong ball. Canada trying to keep that ball up.
The backs are joining, everyone's in.
What feats of strength there. The battle, and now some room to the line.
Ball is there.
Doughty looking for another. It will come out the back. Forward.
Stay last feet, Red.
Sanguinetti at the bottom there. Capo is in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Down a man, Uruguay punches one in again. And the lead is extended.
And it is the second row. That man, Capo.
And he limps away.
37 years young. That try is so important for his Uruguayan side. He's been out of favor. He wasn't selected through some controversy in the last World Cup. He's back trying to get his side in the next World Cup. And from his kind of yardage, less than a meter, he gets it done. Rides the tackle and reaches over with the left arm.
The swings of momentum again as Uruguay takes over, down a man, and Kessler momentarily coming back on. But the lead could be 11. Kick is up and through. 35-24 Uruguay. A stunned Canadian crowd saw a second half lead quickly vanish as we see some blood in Capo's eye, paying the price for that try. But Uruguay now 11 points up on the hosts.
It's all Los Teros at the moment.
When you're ready, mate.
When Capo's scoring tries from a meter out, that's Uruguay's game. They executed to perfection in the lead up to that. Lots of time on the clock for Canada, though. One score at a time. They need to get back into this game.
Let's bring them on, lads.
Mac now doing the restarts, their captain.
And Manuel Leendekar
Good, Chris.
will come
Good,
on
Chris.
as the injury replacement for Capo.
Chris, are we good?
And Leendekar, one of those European professionals off the bench here. Yamanara controls off the restart.
This time no ball.
The play to the left. Sanguinetti protects.
Ball is
Arata
out. Ball is out.
off the ruck.
Ball is
Taking
out.
his time. And Canadians all over Villaseca.
Stay last feet, Red.
Sears Duru on there for Canada, number 17, part of that red wall. Canada pushing. Uruguay deep. Perchesi content to kick. It relieves some pressure. Canada will have a chance to come under it.
1 second.
Ball was knocked on by Mac as he went up for that. So interesting tactics. Uruguay hit up 2-3 times and then going for the high ball.
Let's go, lads.
Substitutions starting to present themselves on both sides here.
Well, this man, Leendekar, that's on the
Time off,
field, he's
time
come
off.
on for the great man, Capo. He is a bright star of the future
Time
for
blue.
Uruguay. There's Mac getting off his feet,
Okay, you're coming off, mate.
trying to catch it, but actually knocks it on, and Freitas causing all sorts of troubles.
Agustin Ormachea also coming on for Uruguay.
9 is off, yeah.
So as we look at replays here, this is on the field. What's happening is more
Yeah,
injuries,
thanks,
more
mate. 9.
slow down.
9. Nice and straight, okay?
And the substitute 9 is on the field. I think it's Ormachea. Agustin
Come on.
Ormachea, himself a very dangerous player.
Good gap,
As
okay?
Arata's been
Good gap.
substituted
Angle
off.
square.
And Biden's coming off for Justice Sears Duru, as we mentioned earlier.
Bind.
Ormachea will
Set.
put the ball in for Uruguay as it collapses.
New prop on the field, so the referee will give him a chance.
You're not
Find
going
his
to
way.
be passive. You must take the hit. Okay?
You heard it there,
Wait for
Claire.
me, all right?
Sears Duru, Benoit Pifro also on the field.
Balance behind,
for
please, lads.
Barclay.
Balance behind.
Sears Duru did very well in a trial run over against Harlequins over in London in the training camp.
Crouch.
He's an impact man. He's a great athlete.
Bind.
It's a big moment for him with just over
Set. Stay up.
20 minutes to go.
Ormachea spins, and Ormachea comes away with it. Parfrey wraps him up. Ground game goal. Nieto. Ormachea. Perchesi. Silva now. As Vandermark tries to take him down. Ormachea. Gets it loose. Freitas.
Advantage to Uruguay.
And a chip through
Eight,
the end
never
line.
onside.
Well, very smart rugby from Uruguay. They're playing from right to left, changing direction, asking questions, and this time they caught Canada not getting back on the short side penalty and a kickable penalty. And that is the substitute, Ormachea, who went up that left-hand side, and on that occasion spotted that Canada weren't back onside.
Yeah, just 8 offside.
More points.
Yeah, I know, but
staring Canada in the face here.
For 9 to break. Okay?
Doesn't want to miss the party. This is a party for Uruguay at the moment. Rodrigo Capó stitched up.
And Leandakar sits back down for now. He's waited a long time as Capó. He doesn't want to come off that quickly. Berchesi for the posts. A chance to go 38-24 in favor of Uruguay in this total point series. Not what Canada had anticipated. Long stare for Berchesi. And he pushed it.
22.
So reprieve for Canada.
A quick start.
Tough for Canada. They have to find that balance between getting some points up quickly, but not chasing the game, not getting too loose themselves.
There is time. Maybe not to rack up the points they had hoped, but certainly to come back and win the game. Max sends it up. We're chasing onto it. On the chair. We're chasing to Nieto.
Careful.
Full wide. Cat taken down by Lesage. On the chair. Capó.
Coming back again.
Now it's stolen. Lesage. The renaissance here in the second half by Lesage would certainly help Canada. Olmstead. Bifro, here's Duru. Blevins does well to a 1-1 tackle, still on his feet. Acted well, had a step to Larson.
Penalty to Canada.
Back to Van der Merwe, and Paris nearly able to break through the blue line. Van der Merwe, Bifro. Lukaboom offloaded at the last moment. Canada is finally taken down.
Canada did want the advantage. They want the kick. They want the territory. Excellent response. And in tough situations, you need big moments. You need big plays. And Ben Lesage went for the interception and got it. Yep. Josh Larson, who's worked tirelessly all day, gets a swinging arm there to the head. Canada takes the territory and will have possession on the restart here.
The way the lineouts have gone in Canada's favor, they'll be confident to maintain possession. Capó finally will be substituted off permanently in this contest as Leandakar comes back on.
Okay, Uruguay, open up.
Well, if you'd have said the two Castermen on the field and Capó's the only one with a try, that is concerning for Canadians. But let's see if Taylor can get on the board. There is Blevins with a huge carry.
Crushing run right up the middle. Back to Sears Duru, who does well. Pushes blue shirts back as he carries the ball. Back, Parfrey, Van der Merwe, Blevins, Lesage. And a forward pass called by Canada.
Canada guilty of not finding a little bit of depth there. Blevins, great carry. That's what he does. That's why he's there.
Hold your balance as a pack.
Just a little bit flat there. Blevins gets caught.
Okay.
And that one goes forward.
Big spinning momentum causing that ball to move forward. Big scrum indeed for
as a pack.
Uruguay, and Canada holds strong.
Coach!
Approaching 65 minutes old here at BC Place.
Bond.
Blake Price, Gareth Reese alongside. Uruguay sets it in. Scrum starts to spin, and a fabulous move once again, but spilled. A chance for Heaton. Lifted up a little. Canada still with it. Barford finds no room.
Stay last feet. Use it!
Back under the scrum.
Credit Uruguay, they've been quickly off the line in these last few minutes.
Vandermerva, Hassler. Taken down by his socks, and Vandermerva finds no room. Sears Duru again pushes back the blue shirt. The strength of Sears Duru being shown here on a couple of runs. Olmsted.
You're offside, is it?
He was definitely offside midfield, and the referee's got some help.
Leave him!
Quick tap by Phil Mack.
Good thing.
Referee said the defender was 10 meters.
Harris has nowhere to go. Blevins. Quick offload to Lesage. He's had hard yards, does so again. Look at the strength of Lesage.
In the tackle!
Always lost in the tackle play on, says the
Tackle not
ref.
complete.
Silva. Tackled quickly by Hassler. Caminara thought about a pass, held onto it.
Uruguay are a man short. He's injured behind the play.
Machan. Kessler.
Penalty to Canada.
Mack wants a quick touch. It's kicked away from him.
He's running back. He's not kicking it back. Straight to floor. Denying the contest. Stay up.
Well, Landekar was injured for that whole series.
Head
That
injury.
kicks to the corner.
On.
Canada must do something with this one, Gareth. If they have any designs on
Time off.
coming all the way back in this one.
Now the subs are going to
18.
come on for Uruguay.
Captain, Juan.
And Combo will be
Juan.
back on the field.
18, head.
And some confusion here.
Wumbo indeed coming back on.
Oh, mate. Okay, time is off. The time is off. Yeah. Oh, number two.
Kessler.
Number two, Juan. Head injury.
Is coming off.
Number two.
This is an HIA replacement for now.
Our
what-
field side doctor may have seen
So he's coming off for a head injury, is he?
contact just to be assessed. It's part of the game now.
Is 18 on here now?
Called very important.
Okay.
And it looks
Alright.
like
Come
the
on.
car is going to come off. So 5 meters out. Canada needs something.
Okaboon down with it. Canada will push for the line. A penalty try already in this match. The ball's peeled off.
Albron turned over.
Sanguinetti taken down. And there's some room here for Uruguay. Good tackle by Blevins.
Stay here.
Sanguinetti
Holds here.
felled before he reaches the 22.
Wait.
Quick high box kick.
Okay, good.
Harris will try to come under it, and it's to touch.
So ball turned over of the driving maul. I think it was Ardron had it ripped off him. That's the old heads up in this Uruguayan pack.
13. The captain's got
Now
blood,
the
I think.
substitutes
Chris.
come. Each one of these substitutes allows Uruguay to slow the tempo down, and hasn't he played well? Juan Manuel Cat,
Time off.
all the Uruguayan
No,
backline
it's open wound.
has attacked well.
Open wound. So again, an injury replacement here. Matias Benitez has come in the
No,
front row, and
it's open.
Joaquin Prada as well now.
So
For the open wound.
Yeah, the skipper's got blood streaming down his face, so the referee wants it sorted out. That's
You need to come off.
Juan
Okay, it's
Manuel
blood.
Caminada. He's given everything today. Sums up
What's up,
how
mate, Chris?
committed both these sets of teams have been.
He's
He's still shouting orders. Look at him, the consummate general.
Time on.
And time comes back into play. Pete Farreau, the long lineup, successful. Back into the middle. Blevins punishing run up the middle.
Uruguay offside by a mile.
Massage, Parfrey lowers the boom, gains some ground. Good work by Pifro. There's the ball loose.
Penalty to Canada. Quick tap from Mack. This is dangerous.
Quick offload, but no room for Hassler or Paris. Now to Mack. We'll try to Open side, Heat finds no room. Bar free. Van der Merwe to the 22. Bar free to Mac. Sears Duru quickly taken down.
Need to be patient. One try keeps them in this two-match fixture. One try is all that's required. On the field, Rumble, the substitute.
Set advantage.
$16,132 Canadian fans hoping for a try here as we near the final 10 minutes of the match in Canada.
Okay, Tom off.
We'll have a chance to kick it
Who's
deep
the new
again.
captain here?
I was just about to say there's another penalty against Uruguay in defense.
Who's the new captain?
Is he going to have a word to warn them for persistent infringement?
Yeah. The new captain? Yes, sir. Okay, so that's 2 offsides now is the call. All right, and we've also had 2 penalties before that. All right?
Can I have a check?
No, yeah, if it doesn't improve, somebody else is going to go. I'm very prepared to put somebody else in the bin. Okay, tidy up.
Alejandro Nieto, the newly appointed captain.
You need to have a word now.
Senior man getting stitched up. What a credit to the Vancouver Rugby public. 16,000 people here at BC Place. Of course, normally the home of Canada Sevens, March 10th and 11th.
Offside.
And Canada now hanging on here.
And not content to go to the post at all. Looking for the try. A deep kick. And a chance for Canada to punch another one in. 35-24, the Uruguayan lead.
Discipline.
Gareth, a quick score here. You might get that ball back one more time with 10 minutes left on the clock.
Well, I think it's important to get something because there's no question this team can score points when they go down to Uruguay. Side ball to Van der Merwe. Nothing on there.
Didn't see that, but blocked, Matt.
It's a tight formation from Canada.
Yeah, okay.
Olmsted. Again, no ground to be gained.
It's a pick and go game, I think. There it is.
Here's Duru.
Hands away!
Foot by foot, trying to get some ground. Olmsted and Sears Duru doing some spade work deep in the Uruguayan end. Now Mac pries it loose for Van der Merwe, swinging it to Blevins. Blevins looking for the corner. He'll get there. Blevins in for the try. Canada has life in the 71st minute.
Well, the man from Calgary is happy, and there was nothing on when he got that ball. It was strictly one-on-one, and that's the result of the man who was trying to tackle him. Nick Blevins. That's what he's out there to do. He's out there to run hard and knock people down. After the drive attempt, Van der Merwe gave this one-on-one. Watch the shoulder go down.
Now,
Bang!
stay focused.
Canadian
Clear
contact.
calls, okay?
Canada right back in this with 10 minutes to go.
Cool, Matt. Clear and obvious now.
Phil
for the
Mack
next
will
10,
be the
right?
one to go for the post here to convert it. His first kick of the match. An important 2 points. Pushed it just a little right.
Not a bad effort. But Chazy still down off the left of your screen. He's just getting back to his feet. So he is the playmaker. He's been instrumental here for Uruguay. Phil Mack is Canada's playmaker. And he's now going to be substituted off for fresh legs, really, for no other reason. Gordon McCrory back in. This was the one-on-one situation we talked about.
Okay, let's go. 10.
Hard yards from Blevins.
10.
Lesage for much of the game as well. Punishing runs.
Let's go.
6-point differential right now. Again, total point series. They'll play a week from now in Montevideo. Knocked down immediately.
Off forward into touch.
Beautifully weighted kick. That was actually dangerous.
Line out called.
Yeah, he's played so well today. Freitas couldn't hold on to that one. So Canada with some fresh blood on the field. There's the flat kick. He's in full stride when he gets this. Just can't hold it.
Off the upper chest, and
10 meters.
in Canada make something of this.
Canada shorten the line out. 4-man.
Just tell me to stop there. Okay, blue, open up.
Olmsted's complaining, but they really Canada want to get this ball
you come,
in field. Lots of time. It's worth noting there were 15-point to the good by the bookies before this game. There's a long way to go to get to that number.
McCrory now dishing. Sears Duru receives the quick offload, but knocked on just prior to that. Rumble couldn't handle it, I believe.
Ferreau showing good footwork, getting his arm loose, getting his arm free and offloading. Okay. Did well. Sears Duru lost it in contact.
It is hooked, mate.
Gordon McCrory there, 21 for Canada.
Completely there, I can see.
Had some injuries. This is really his first big game back.
Just so we're both left and our heads are in the
maybe
slots,
a guy that would have been able to hit the kick that Phil Mack just attempted to on the boot a little more than Mack these days.
Drive straight, okay?
Crouch! Excellent position. Midfield scrum.
Set.
They lined up very flat here. I wonder if it's going to be a pick from the back of their scrum here.
All put in on Machea. And Nieto.
Oh, the arm's gone out.
Ball is there to be played. Open field.
Still advantage.
Advantage for Argentina. Machea taken down.
He's on it, 12. No advantage.
And Uruguay.
2 standing up.
Uruguay knowing that they had a little bit of advantage, some new faces.
2 standing up under pressure.
And a chance for more points here.
Yeah, the substitute Pombo at 16, he's done well. He's in the middle of that scrum. And the 2 subs with him, Benitez and Echeverria, won that penalty.
If a player's on the wrong side, I said it to them in the first half, you can't go and pin him back in there, okay? You can't go and drive the player back in to slow your own ball, right?
A lot of communication there from Andrew Brace out of Ireland.
And they got to give Andrew Brace credit today.
To make an effort.
We knew this would be a testy affair. Both sides trying to gain a little bit of advantage. His communication has been exceptional. And he's laid out the limits to the players, and it's been about the players on the field. And that's all you want as a player.
And a chance to claw back 3 of the points from the 5 that Canada just earned with that Blevins try.
This is effectively 6 points as well, because Canada needs to score these next week if they don't score them this week.
Straight away, Borchese, right down the middle. 38-29, the Uruguayan lead. 5 minutes to go here in Vancouver.
This is crucial for Canada. 5 minutes is a long time, given the amount of holes we've seen in this Uruguayan defense. They need to play. They need to chance their hand, but they also need to be clinical here. And on the field, Admir Civanovic, the man from Burnaby Lake Rugby Club, just down the road.
Parfrey going deep. Silva will relieve some pressure, send it back. What can Canada do with this? Van der Merwe. Quick offload to Civanovic. McCrory. Sears Duru stopped in his tracks. McCrory continues to the left. Parfrey. Olmstead battling for ground. Good. Can't find any room to work with. McCrory. Bookaboo.
That ball could have gone.
Nah, didn't survive it.
McCrory. Ardron. Van der Merwe. Carried. Brought back to the half line. Sears Duru does well. Olmstead leaping him like a gazelle. Halfway to the 22 for Canada.
Advantage 20.
Hassler. McCrory. Canada nearly to the touchline here as Ardron is held back.
This is great defense from Uruguay. They know what needs to be done.
Bookaboo gains an extra meter, has to make sure that Canada gets that ball back. And the referee says they do.
It says he's blowing a whistle for me. No.
Penalty for Canada. They need to go. They need to play.
Pass the ball.
3 minutes left in this one.
Okay. The Uruguayan player is down.
Now they'll get time off because of this injury.
It says the whistle's been blown.
It's Gavanaro.
I'm giving him a benefit of the doubt. No. It says the whistle's been blown, Captain. Okay.
See, Van der Merwe was so powerful.
What a tackle.
Freitas,
No, Captain.
the fellow 11.
Captain, I've got a clear view of that, okay?
Nicolas Freitas.
All right.
And as we said earlier, he
Giving
needs to
the
put him
benefit
down
of the doubt,
safely.
as the whistle's being blown,
So he
okay?
takes 7-8 yards off and then puts him down. The penalty was before this, and there goes Blevins cleaning out.
No advantage.
Some tired bodies there. Bukovic on the ground. He's worked tirelessly today.
Time back on.
Time back on, penalty to Canada. They need
Taking
to
off
get
the
going
ball.
here. I know it's easy from up here. These boys have been working hard all day.
Parfrey goes deep.
Uruguay made it very, very difficult, it must be said.
A little flatter on the kick than he probably intended, but just outside the 22 for Canada.
Try would be crucial, I feel.
Canada almost perfect, if not perfect on the lineout. Blevins again. Hard runs all day long. McCrory, Parfrey, Paris. Canada has to keep the ball here. McCrory quickly down, scrambling for extra yards. So here's Duru. Paris picks up, it's Sweet. Rumble gathering the ball. Ardron. McCrory to Parfrey, quickly wrapped up.
The ball could have gone as well. Now it's good. 4-on-3.
Blevins, Paris, just beyond the reach of Hassler, and that might have been it there, Gareth. That was there for the taking for Canada.
I think he knows it. Taylor Paris. Simple hands might have done it. Hassler could have been on the end of it. Still got to keep fighting, got to keep playing. Uruguay don't want to know.
Line out.
They've got to compete. They've got to get up in front. Any try here this week makes life much easier next week.
Hassler sporting the wounds of the game there with the
fellas, you're not listening.
big puffed up black eye.
Thank you.
Need a corner man for an eye like that. Line out, cleanly handled by Uruguay.
Okay.
Amanara at the bottom of that.
Stay here.
Now they'll get into their program. Just hitting up left, right, left, right.
Slow game, winding that clock down.
It's going to have to try and steal. And they do.
And they get it back.
It's got to be tap and go here.
6 holding.
It's got to be tap and go. No time for a line out.
6 holding.
Well, we will have the line out. I feel this is playing into Uruguay's hands a little bit.
Canada has to be perfect from here on in. Time set to expire.
This is crucial because I don't think Canada can get a 7-pointer here. I believe this Canadian side can make up 2 points next week, even though they're on away turf.
Boom.
Sack is
Sets
good.
it down.
Sack is good. Breakaway.
Referee's saying the takedown was fair. It wasn't a collapse. And they've reformed Canada.
Outside sack.
And Uruguay jubilant with their defense.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Captain, take your players. Take your players. Take your players. Take your players.
And that is it. Time expires. The turnover late in Uruguayan territory. Uruguay jubilant with a road victory of 9 points here in Vancouver. And Gareth, fabulous work. We touted the back three, the wingers from Canada, and Uruguay might have beaten Canada in its own game with a fabulous game. Our man of the match, Nicolas Freitas, was marvelous.
Outstanding work for the men in blue away from home. They built on the passion of these fans, but also they built off each other. But let's not be too frustrated as we are as Canadian fans. 9 points. This is a side that could beat Uruguay by 9 points next week. They've got to regroup. Fascinating rugby game for me today, but it was Uruguay who deserved the spoils.
Canada with a first half lead that was squandered, a second half lead that was erased by Team Uruguay, who have to feel very confident going back to Montevideo for leg number 2 of this total point series. We saw the swings of momentum. We saw Canadian dominance at times in this contest for upwards of 20, 25 minutes at a time. And yet you look on the scoreboard at the end of the day and it's a 9-point win for Uruguay.
Yeah, I think both sides will learn a lot. This will be, a fascinating tape to look at. But the reaction on the field the calm. Both sides know this World Cup qualification is not over yet. We're going to find out next week exactly where these two teams stand.
Canada wearing the pride of qualifying for every World Cup they have tried for, every World Cup in existence. A 9th attempt. Will it be successful? We will find out in a week's time in Uruguay. A repechage tournament leaves the open chance there, but no team wants to leave things to the last minute, Gareth. You just as soon get it all wrapped up here and pick up this spot in Pool D to join Australia, Wales, Georgia, and Fiji in Japan in 2019.
Yeah, it was hostile territory Uruguay came into, but they played with confidence right off the start. Silva, amazing finish. That took the wind out of the Canadians. But they responded, they kept fighting. The big men did their job, and this man was outstanding today, Ben Lesage. Olmsted got over, but it wasn't enough for Canada.
High-scoring game, 38-29 Uruguay over Canada. On behalf of Gareth Reese and our entire team here at BC Place in Vancouver, hope you enjoyed a fast-moving game with swings of momentum. Is what rugby's supposed to look like, Gareth.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was fun with so much on the line. The World Cup, of course, these teams brought it, and the old man got his way today. Capo was excellent.
Wounds felt by both teams. We'll have to see who's healthy. 1 through 15, 1 through 23 for both sides. Some players that were unavailable for both sides will be so next week as well. Good night from Vancouver.
Guys.
Man. All the best next weekend, man. Yeah.